Hello and welcome to another video. So today's video I'll talk about to upgrade your midliner per se, because in my previous video I actually talked about just a moment, let me just check out my previous video. Okay, so in my previous video in the guide to climbing above 800 MMR, right, I actually talked about the midliner RIMP, which I featured a RIMP here, right? So today I'm actually going to talk about selling this RIMP away and actually upgrading the midliner. Because actually after watching this video from Indes here, which Indes is a very famous content creator in the Axie Infinity community, and you can just look for this title. I'm probably going to link this video in the video description, and it simply describes why RIMPs aren't as good as you think they are. And I watched through it and I fully understood what he meant. So what Indes was trying to explain was that RIMPs aren't really that good, even though they give like high crit and they give energy in return. What's not good on the RIMP is that the cards of Ronin as well as Imp, which is single combat as well as Ivory Step, are very codependent on each other, which means that you're not going to play one of the cards without having the other. And also, the card itself, single combat card, actually needs two other cards in order just to get the combo, just to get a crit off. And in many situations, sometimes you might have very low cards on your beast, maybe at the beginning of the game, or maybe even in the middle of the game. Sometimes you just draw a lot of cards on your tank and your backliner, and you just don't have enough cards to play on your beast. Or in the case whereby even if you have your Ronin, you're waiting for that Ivory Step to come into your draw because you want to get the energy from the crits. And especially if you have the Ivory Steps by themselves and you don't have the single combat, you don't want to play the Ivory Step. So the Ivory Step becomes a dead card. So it's just the fact that because it's very codependent on one another. And in this video, you actually described a lot of other good beast cards that you could have. And I did that as well. So I'm going to probably cut into some of my videos. I actually sold off my RIMP beast, and I actually instead I bought a mech that has a lot better beast cards. So in this description here, just as per his video listed there, right? I'm gonna use this website called axieworld.com, and I'm gonna show you like some of the other beast cards you should actually look for. And when you go into the market and look for them, right, actually they aren't that expensive. And first and foremost, let's go part by part, right? So among the tail cards, if we're gonna look for replacements for our like Ronin as well as the just look at where the Ronin part is. Okay, so the Ronin part is a back part, it's a back card, right? So we're gonna look for other cards that are better than Ronin, right? Because Ronin is very dependent on the card combo, dependent on at least having two cards. Okay, so if you go into the market, right? Let's go into the market here, and you go into under parts. Let's just do it like this, right? Makes it easier. Go into under parts. You can actually search for multiple body parts. So let's say I want to have a beast that is, I'm okay with having a beast that has any of this following high damage single cards like Jaguar, Risky Beast, even Timber is not that high damage, but at least Furball is high damage, right? So I'm okay with having Furball, Risky Beast, and Jaguar. So if you go into the marketplace and you type into the body parts, just type Jaguar, and then you type Furball, and what's the other one? Risky Beast, right? So Risky Beast. Okay, so this means that if any of the Axies, right, have at least one of these back parts, has at least either a Jaguar or either a Furball or either a Risky Beast, they'll be featured in your search engine. So we're gonna do this for the other body parts as well. So that means we want to replace the so we're replacing the Ronin, right? And we want a beast that replaces the Imp. So I believe the Imp is a horn card. So let's look at other horns which are more useful than the Imp. Because the Imp, even though it gives energy, it is very low damage as compared to Other higher damage beast cards such as like Pocky, uh, well, you don't get the additional 10% damage if you don't have an allied bug Axie, but it's still a pretty high damage card by itself, 125. Or a Little Branch, which is all 125, even though you don't get the plant card. Let's say you don't have a plant card to combo with it, the 125 damage is still pretty good. You don't get the extra crit chance. So, and obviously the best cards will be Dual Blade here, which is Sinister Strike, 130 damage, and deals 200 damage on critical strikes, as well as this Acro is also not too bad. It's only 100 damage, but it gives you Speed Plus, which is good for outplaying your opponent because your following rounds are going to be faster than your opponent. Okay, so we're okay with getting any of these. So let's type into the Pocky. Pocky, we are okay with Little Branch. We are okay with let's say Dual Blade and Acro. So Dual Blade and Acro. Okay, so we replace those two parts, and we are now let's look for the other ones. So we have tail, we have back. So let's mouth and horn. Okay, mouth. Actually, a lot of these cards are good. If you are like even morale, well, confident would be the worst card of the bunch, right? So any of these is okay. Like Nutcracker, Goda. Goda is lower damage, but you have the chance to destroy the opponent's energy. Axies might be the best. Nutcrack and Axies are two of the better ones. So let's say we are okay with any three of them. So let's have Nutcrack, Mouth one. We have Goda, and we're okay with what's that? Axies. Yep. All right, and finally, after the mouth, we have the horn, right? And we need the tail card. So tail cards, we are. I mean, let's look at if you're looking for damage on your midliner. Well, some of the best cards are actually Hare as well as Shiba, right? Because both of them have 120 damage and 30 base shield. Nutcracker is also pretty good if you have the Nutcracker card on your mouth, so that you can combo these two together for 120% damage boost, which will out damage the Hare dagger as well as the rampant howl. Lunar Absorb, Night Steal is also pretty good. You have a chance to steal energy from your opponent, and Lunar Absorb is just a 0-cost card that gives 1 energy. So that is probably among the not so good, among the worst parts. Gabriel is good if you want to do backstabbing, but let's say let's forego the backstabbing for now and just go for damage. So we're okay with any of these four. Let's say we don't want CottonTail. Well, we're okay with Rice, Shiba, Hare, and Nutcracker. Okay, let's go okay with Rice, Shiba, right? Shiba, a Hare, and Nutcracker. That's on tail. Okay, so you can see that among our parts list here, we have this whole full list of parts, which has narrowed down our so-called our beast selection or mech selection into all this. So you can take a look, and because of there was a recent event which has I believe it was the breeding event, which gave a huge reward for breeding. So there's an influx of Axies coming into the marketplace, and Axies became a lot cheaper. So you can do a search, and you can see that a lot of these Axies, right, are now pretty cheap, 0.03. Because previously, like some of these Axies would have probably cost at least 0.04 ETH, which is about 200 over USD, but now they are at 130. So the lowest ones we have are here, and let's see if we can. Yeah, most of these are pretty good. So for example, let's look at just the cheapest one here, right? Cheapest one here, we have at least we have Jaguar, Strike First if it is in the last stand. We have Branch Charge, it has Nutro and Goda, which is actually not bad. That's decent damage, right? And if we are to narrow down the stats, let's go for something which is a little bit faster. Okay, so if you have a little bit of a higher budget, that means even at 46 speed, right? This is 47 speed, you can get a mech for as low as 0.04 ETH, which is less than 200 USD. Because mechs, obviously, the faster your mid laner, the higher chance that you can outplay the opponent. Because most of the other bees, let's go back to, do I have the bees here? Okay, this, you see, most of the bees are at usually around 40 to maybe 42, 43 speed. So if you have something that actually even goes a little bit faster, let's say 44 speed, for example. Yep. Actually, this one looks really good, right? This has like 47 speed. So even if, let's say, this is sold, right? And you have other choices here, like this is at 49 speed. That's even better. This is a dusk, right? That's 49 speed, but probably lesser skill rating, so maybe not as good. Have to wait for it to load. Okay, just load this first. So this is at 47 speed, it's a mech, and has 43 skill. Let's compare it to our beast, which has only 40 speed and 31 skill. So that means if you're going to play head to head, that means this, let's say these two axes meet in the arena, right? And you pit them head to head. The beast is going to be slower, so the mech is going to get off the combo on the beast first. Imagine if they're both tank, both your own tank card as both your tank axis as well as your opponent's tank axis is down, and you're in the transition period where your both mid laners are facing off against each other. So obviously the mid laner with a higher speed, in this case the mech, will get their combo offers, and you'll be able to snipe off the enemy beasts even before they can get their cards off. And if they played any cards at all on their beast, right, it has so little shield. Most of the time, if you go for a 3 to 4 card combo, you should be able to burst through the shield of the beast, and you will kill it off before it gets its combo off. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I survived this because he. Oh, what? He's gonna use one. What? What? Oh, he just wants to slow me down. Wait, what's this? Eh? 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 I don't get it. I don't get it. I kill, right? Oh, okay, he gets last stand off, but I survive? Yeah, because he doesn't have enough damage, yeah. So I survive. Phew. Okay, that's 826. So, for example, this mech has higher speed, and it also has higher skill, because this beast only has 31 skill, but the mech has 43 skill. So what skill does is that it with the calculation for combo damage, right? The higher your skill counter, the more damage you do when you combo. So for example, at 43 skill, play a Furball card compared with, let's say, at a beast at 31 skill and playing the same Furball card, the Furball card on the mech will actually do a lot more damage. Exactly how much I can't really say because the calculation is, well, there is a formula, but I'm not going to delve into the formula for that. If you're interested in calculating the damage, you can just Google for like Axie Infinity damage calculator. I believe there's an Excel spreadsheet out there. I did download a copy of it. Like I can show you here. Let's see, damage calculator. Yeah, so I downloaded a copy of it. But if you Google search for Axie damage calculator, right, you should be able to find it. So it's free for downloading and free to copy into your own Google Drive, and you can just click the the beast type and so on, and then you can type in the skill value, and you will calculate for you all the damage numbers and so on. But definitely the one with the higher skill will have the higher combo damage. Okay, so going back to that, and back to the Mech Axes. All right, so like this mech is definitely a lot better. It will do a lot higher damage as compared to the beast. So that is if you have a little bit of a higher budget. So let's even go to, okay, let's go for slightly lower speed, right? 43, 42. Can we have more choices? Yeah. So even at 43, yep, you can have beasts which are also 0.04, so that's none cheaper. So if we go, if let's say you have a lower budget, let's go 41. 40, this is 41 speed. Okay, so at 41 speed, the beast here you have is lower budget, about 0.034 ETH to 0.037 ETH, and you have all the damage cards that you want, right? So you can narrow it down a little bit further. Let's say you're looking for a very specific combo. Let's say you want the Axie and Sinister Strike combo, which is something that I went for my own Axie. So I bought this, I believe, last week. So how much did I buy it for? What's the history of it? No need to refer to my spreadsheet. I bought it for, what's the 756? Yeah, I record it down. No, I don't record it. How much did I buy this Axie for? Okay, that's history here. Yeah, so I bought it just yesterday on 7th of December, and I bought it for 0.042 ETH. So a little bit more expensive, but still below 200 USD. And just now, as I mentioned earlier, if you're okay with having a little bit of a higher budget, let's say, but because definitely all these Axies, right, at 0. Like around 200 USD is still a lot cheaper than what they were used to go for. So this is an excellent time to buy if you have the budget to upgrade the Axies. But I mean, the challenging thing obviously now is that whatever Axies that you have now, if you were to sell them, let's say you have a RIMPS now, if you were to sell them, they'll be very low in value because a lot of the RIMPs. So let's just narrow it down to, okay, let's include all the bees, right? Let's say if we were to search for the RIMPs and how much a RIMPs, if you're holding on to a RIMPs, how much will you be able to sell it for? Very easily, we can just search for the Ronin as well as the Imp, right? And let's go for pure bees, you can only sell this RIMPs for about 0.03. So 0.03, if you're able to sell it for 0.03, that means you can essentially almost get a free upgrade to a slightly better beast that's not so reliant on the combo, right? Because I should have kept that. Oh, wait, can I back? Can I just back it up? And okay. Oh man, it's tough. Okay. But yeah, anyway, you get my point. Like earlier I was highlighting the all the beasts which have the better parts, and they were also going about 0.03 something ETH. So you need to add a little bit more budget to means you're selling off your current RIP beast for about 0.03 Ethereum, and you have to top up a little bit more, and you can actually upgrade your mid lane beast to a much better one. Or if you have a little bit of higher budget, you can go up to like close to 200 USD, 0.04 ETH. Then you can even get an even better midliner, which is like a mech that can outplay the enemy beasts as well because they are faster and they have higher skill. They do more damage with their combos. All right. So okay, that's about it. And hope you can so check out this video from Indes here, just to illustrate why RIMPs aren't as good. And also Indes actually does go through like some of the like what other beast cards would be actually better instead of the RIMP RIMP part cards. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Let's see you guys next time.